well, it's about a week ago, and I gave them some of this fertilizer, and as you can see, they're exploding with growth. Come on, you can do it. Are you scared? There you go. There you go. Guys, rock stick is growing so nice. Still not, I'm still unable to say if it's a boy or a girl. Oh, you're so cute. Sometimes all our plants need is a little bit of pruning and a little bit of top dressing. I'm going to show you today how to take care of your plants, whether it be cucumber or any other plant, how to have your plant explode and do well in your garden. Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Marie if you're new here, and I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, where I do my container gardening to feed my family. I grow over 90% of the vegetables and fruits that we eat, and I do it mostly in containers. Now I am trying to grow cucumbers and not cucumber leaves. So pruning is important, not just for the plant to do well up top in terms of fruiting, but also disease prevention. A lot of the diseases that get into our plants are from our soil, and so I try to remove the lower leaves, so when I water, the soil is not flashed onto the leaves, and so the leaves get diseased and transfer the disease up the plant. So I'm removing some of my lower leaves. I plant so many different vegetables. I think one day I might go through and count the veggies that I plant, but I apply the same principle to my vegetables, whether it be peppers, tomatoes, my cucumbers, my squash. I apply the same principle, and I also use the same fertilizer for most of my veggies. So in a minute I'm going to show you just one thing that I use in my garden to make it do so well. I do experience pest pressure. I do experience disease with some of my plants, but it's minimal compared to if the plants are not healthy. So I try to keep my plants as healthy as I possibly can in order to get lovely produce from them. Mulching is also very, very important, and hence the reason I'm placing some of the leaves that I'm removing on the mulch that I already have in the containers, and that because I'm living on rocks, it is extremely hot. I know it is hot everywhere else, but because it's rock, there is no coverage on the ground. The heat, it collects the heat from the sun and just eat from top, eat from bottom. So my soil dries out in my containers quickly, and so I mulch. And what I have in these containers as mulch is actually chicken manure with wood chips. And whenever I take off the leaves, as long as there are no insects or disease on them, I place it over it, and so it retains the moisture throughout the day. And I do so for most of my containers, my strawberries especially. I do that to keep them moist throughout the day, so plants doesn't become stressed out, and hence the insects flock to them once they're stressed out. I'm also doing pest control, because at the minute there are little worms eating at my cucumbers already. So that's also very important. Daily inspection of your vegetables. These right here are my butternut squashes, and I'm already seeing a little fruit being formed, and I treat it just the same as the cucumber. I remove the lower leaves, take them up off of the soil so they don't get dirty and get diseased. For all of my butternut squashes, they always put out the female flower first. I don't know why, but once there's a squash in the garden that is producing male flowers, I have a zucchini that is doing that right now, I'll just use it to pollinate my female flower. Now, as I said earlier, sometimes all your plant needs is a little pruning, but the top dressing is what actually provides your plants with the nutrients that they need to produce fruit. So I'm going to show you what I use, my main top dressing that I use to keep my plants producing so well. I recently planted some Black Beauty eggplants, guys, and they are doing so awesome, and I gave them the same treatment, the very same treatment, and it does incredibly well with all of them. And I mulched these butternut squashes. They were mulched with the same chicken manure and sawdust or wood chips, and I'm just placing the leaves because there are no bugs on them. There is no disease yet, so they'll just dry on top here and trap the moisture in on the root of the plants. These squashes are looking so good. I do the same thing for my cantaloupe, guys. Look at it growing so lovely. I just made this amok thing for it to take the weight off of the vine, and it is doing so awesome, and there are so many more on it. All right, so what I do, I come around and I take off the what are they called, the squash bug and the little worms. They love the cantaloupe, I'm not sure why. So every morning I come and also the aphids, guys. I remove the bad leaves. These I don't put in the containers. I remove the bad leaves. I already removed the leaves that were close to the soil on this plant. Oh, there is a squash vine borer egg on there to take that off. So I need to look for that insect. I take off the leaves that are diseased, and then this needs some feeding now. So here we go. This is my top dressing. Well, I use 3 different animal manures: horse manure, chicken manure, and rabbit manure. Now this one is most effective for me. In a sense, this is a nitrogen fixer in the soil. So what I do, this is broken down. You can use rabbit manure raw because it is a cold manure, meaning it does not burn your plant if you use it immediately after the rabbit passes it out. So it is a cold manure, so it can be used as is, as fresh as you want, but I'm using it composted because nitrogen is released quicker into the soil. So I use this as my top dressing, water this in, and if the plants are looking a little yellow, like my lettuce for example, if the lettuce is looking a bit yellow and I put this in the soil, the day after watering, you see it results. Immediately after watering, you will see results when you use the rabbit manure. Here's another lovely cantaloupe right here. and it's two different varieties that I have growing, so I hope to get fruits from both so I can compare for you guys. As I said, I treat all the squashes the same way. This is a zucchini squash that I have growing here. I'm not remembering now if it's the yellow or the green, but I'm doing the same thing, removing the bottom leaves, and I'm going to top dress. Guys, it's amazing the difference it makes after a couple of days when I put this manure on the plants and just water them in. It makes such a difference. Let me put some on my eggplant as well because it is producing. I'm seeing quite a bit of flowers on it. It is producing lovely flowers here, so I might get more. I just harvested one from it. Might get more soon from that. And guys, I put this on my peppers, I put this on my ginger, my turmeric, almost everything in the garden. As I said, I'll put this on it. The thing is, guys, with chicken manure, I have to cure it for months and months, and even after curing it, I still don't take the chance of having it touch the plant any at all. With this, I don't need to worry about that. So that is why I enjoy using the rabbit manure. Guys, I used to struggle with growing cabbages. They would grow, but I wouldn't get big, nice heads that I wanted. And of late, guys, since using this treatment to take care of my cabbages, I have been getting some of the most beautiful heads of cabbages, and I'm just loving it. I am just enjoying it. I have so many things growing in here. This is my nasturtium, and I planted this for two reasons: for how pretty the flowers are. I don't really eat it. I have so many greens in the garden. I don't necessarily need to eat the leaves, but it's edible, both the flower and the leaves. I planted it to trap leaf miners. The leaf miners enjoy the nasturtium, but I'm not seeing any on this one. Neither am I seeing it on the cabbages, so I guess they're flocking something else. They're really not touching the cabbages right now. But this does perfectly on them. Perfectly. Your garden will literally explode. Like, guys, you almost fell. Like, literally explode, guys. Apart from pumpkins, butternut squashes are one of my favorites to have, so I'm trying to plant a lot of it in the garden. I have some more over here in the tile that I was just at, and I'm going to plant some more. No, I don't know if I'm going to get the perfect rich squash from these, because the squash that I got these seeds from, I had pollinated that one with a zucchini flower. So it looks like the little squash looks like a butternut squash, but I'm not sure what the quality is going to be like yet. That sugarcane is almost ready to be eaten, guys. Can you see how tall it is? And even my sugarcane, I use the same rabbit manure to fertilize. I'm not going to fertilize it this morning because I recently did. And sugarcane don't require a lot of fertilizer. It requires a lot of water and sunlight. I don't know how it works, but it produces its own sugar and it does it well. So I'm not going to fertilize the sugarcane this morning, but that is also fertilized with the same treatment. and it is doing incredibly well. It's beautiful. These okra plants, they were looking a little bit stunted a couple of days ago, and it's about a week ago, and I gave them some of this fertilizer, and as you can see, they're exploding with growth. They're just beautiful, and they're about to start budding to produce me some nice okras. And my cabbages are doing awesome as well right here. Same very treatment, guys. So give it a shot if you have your plants and they're struggling. This is actually fast releasing nitrogen. If it is fresh, it's slow releasing, but this one is already broken down. So as soon as I water these plants, they will immediately start absorbing the nutrients from the manure, and you'll see results immediately. As a matter of fact, by the end of the day, you'll see your leaves starting to get a little bit darker in color. So yeah, give it a shot, guys. This is where I'm going to leave you for this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you so much. If you're watching and you've not yet subscribed, please go ahead and press that subscribe button and also the notification bell, so you will be notified whenever I post a video. Please like and leave your comments, guys. Share with your friends, because if you like my videos, chances are your friends will like them too. All right, thank you so much. Bye bye.